Good. Hello. There are several questions in the community when it comes to the law, especially with immigration matters. That is why I'm inviting you to join us on the program, The Community and the Law, live on BWTV and brought to you by BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. We are going to have a very massive discussion on some of the issues of immigration matters that bother you. And they have the opportunity to meet you live on the program to explain to you all the updates that have come from the Home Office and also address your questions and concerns that you might have when it comes to the law. The Community and the Law is brought to you every Saturday between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. We're live on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, at BWF Solicitors, at BWTV, and of course, we urge you to share the program and invite others to join us. Remember, it's at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Saturday, live on BWTV. You have your questions. There are answers. So join us, learn, and empower yourself on the program, The Community and the Law. So pick up the phone and dial 0208 493 7345, or you can send a text 07950 422 780. It's The Community and the Law. My name is Oreku Frimpong, and I am your host. August is here, and we're happy we have sunshine here in the UK. Lovely people is another opportunity for us to meet as a community on the program, The Community and the Law, live on BWTV and on our social media platforms, BWF Solicitors, both on Facebook and YouTube. Your journey to your indefinite leave to remain here in the UK. Now, for skilled workers, we are going to discuss how to secure settlement after 5 years in your capacity and in your category, I should say. My name is Oreku Frimpong, and this afternoon, we're so pleased to have you on The Community and the Law next.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
lovely people, another opportunity is here for us to meet again as a community and discuss issues that bother on migration matters and the issues of law that would help us. My name is Ulrich Fripon, and a warm welcome to another edition of the Community and the Law. We're doing this by courtesy of BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. BWF Solicitors, located on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters in North London. You can call them on 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340. Or in all emergency situations, 077 127 61884. BWF Solicitors is there always in our corner when it comes to legal matters. When it comes to our immigration matters, they are there. When it comes to the interpretation of the law, they are there. When it comes to updating us what the Home Office has brought up, they are there. And on their behalf, they are welcoming us to the month of August in the year 2026. You would realize that this year has traveled so very quickly and fast. We've gone January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and we have entered August. This is the very first weekend in August, and in fact, the second Saturday in August. So obviously, it's still the first weekend. Last week was the first, and this is the 8th of it. We are happy. We've seen the sun. There's a lot to cheer about. We're on holidays. We're enjoying summer, and of course, we need to be responsible as well. So I brought you together so we can have some studies. And this afternoon, we're going to look at a journey that people have gone on. And we have the privilege of having the senior partner of BWF Solicitors, Mr. Bernard Owusu, Uncle Ben, we call him, with us as a resource person and guest. That excites me and excites you as well. So hold on tight, tell your brother to tell the other brother, and tell your sister to tell the other sister that we are live on BWTV at BWF Solicitors, both on Facebook and YouTube, and on BWTV, both on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to the program. Welcome to August. And we start in August with a very, very lively and nice situation. One of our very own, Sandra Fraser, the front desk managers of BWF Solicitors, is having her birthday celebration today. And Sandra, hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, it's your birthday and we are celebrating you. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very happy to be working with BWF Solicitors. It's a great family. We see ourselves as family, and our leader is amazing. And it's always a pleasure to, invite see clients walking through and, see their faces right after everything. BWF it is an honor to serve our clients and community with excellence, dignity, and genuine care. Thank you so much.
I have a little surprise for you. Your boss is here. And
wow.
we have the
That's
honor
amazing.
of him
Thank
wishing
you so
you
much.
birthday live on the program.
Wow.
So close your eyes.
I'm so blessed.
Close your eyes. Don't open your eyes because he's going to stand in front of you. Close your eyes. Okay. Uncle Ben Sandra's birthday is here.
Yes.
And we're so happy to be celebrating with her.
Yes, that's absolutely right. It's always a pleasure to have people who bless you with their time and dedication and their knowledge. And Sandra is one of those people. She holds the fort. So she's the face of BWF Solicitors. If you don't go through her, you don't get to anyone. And I'm very grateful for her service and dedication, the selflessness. You know, she's just like everybody's big sister in the office, and she makes things tick. So, Sandra, on your birthday, on behalf of BWF Solicitors, I wish you the very best of years ahead. I'm hopeful that the next few years will be even more better than the one that we're celebrating today. And on Monday, as usual, the champagne is already in the fridge.
Oh,
I understand that the Michelin star cook is also bringing the meal for Saturday, for Monday, and it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. Thank you for everything that you've done for the business. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you for your help and your support. I mean, without you, we would not be in the office to do what we do. So we are very, very grateful. Thank you. We don't have many leaders like you, and yeah, I'm very grateful to be working with you under your position. Thank you.
Yeah. So I will tell Pastor Otu that you will drink champagne on Monday, and that he should exempt you from Holy Communion.
Sandra, happy birthday. We appreciate you, and we believe that you continue to give off your best. May everything you wish for come true.
Thank you.
Happy birthday once again.
Amen. Amen.
Thank
you.
Thank you. But please reserve some champagne for me.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to that, definitely. It would be honored. Happy birthday to you once again.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, on behalf of BWF Solicitors, as we said, we have wished Sandra a happy birthday. May everything she wishes for herself come through. And to you out there, thank you for supporting us. Whatever it is, we have to do that with you in mind. BWF Solicitors are trusted partners when it comes to the law. I've told you, you can visit them for all your legal issues, 0208-493-7340, or you can visit us on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214-218, Tottenham High Road, 766 in North London. And people are also giving us some feedback because what we do for them, they appreciate, and we expect that people will also know what it is that BWF Solicitor does for you. Esther comes in to say, excellent lawyer, professional, responsive, knowledgeable, and got the job done. Would recommend BWF Solicitors without hesitation. Thank you very much, Esther. Esther, the boss himself is here, and we're telling him right directly that you appreciate that. Uncle Ben, we have had so many people come through with the feedback. Oftentimes, we would want them to say, oh, I went to BWF Solicitor and this didn't go well and all that. But we hardly get that. The criticism will be that, oh, well, I called and the line was busy. Yes, but whatever it is, we get through to them. This is Esther showing appreciation. What do you say?
Well, we are grateful, Kweku. It's not every person or everybody who comes back to say thank you. They don't have to. They've come for service, they've paid the fees, we've delivered. And as I always say, our success rate is over 98%. And, for a firm our size, which is about one of the biggest in the community, that should tell you something. But for me, what really matters is not that we have achieved something, is that we have met someone's expectation. Because every person who comes through us has 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 10 to 20 people behind that person who stands for these people as a source of income and a breadwinner for the family. So if it goes well for them, it goes well for potentially 20 or more people. And when I tell my story, that when I started in my mid-20s, I never knew that I would be doing this for 34 years plus. But above all, the most satisfying thing for me is people like this. That every day, the very little things that we do, I was just looking at my phone, and I've even got a longer version of what she sent.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that the work we do is very, very important for the community.
Right.
If you look at Emilia, for example, you can see what she's written here, and you can also see that really this touched her. And for all of us, and I say this to the community, you know, all the time, it's not about the money. It's about the humanitarian gesture that you're giving. Of course, you're running a business, so you need to pay your overheads. But I've always said that if you deliver, the money will follow. And, you know, we say money because, you know, coming here, I had to put petrol in my car.
Obviously.
I had to wear my shirt. You know, getting you here, you had to put petrol in your car. You had to wear your shirt. And it all costs money. That is why we charge for these services.
With your permission, I would read a bit of what Emilia has written.
Yeah.
She says, this outcome would not have been possible without your expertise, patience, and dedication as a solicitor. I truly appreciate the time and effort you invested in reviewing my case and ensuring everything was in order. Your advice gave me great confidence during what was a very uncertain time. While I have thanked you informally, I want to put my appreciation in writing. Please know that I am sincerely grateful for everything you have done for me. Amelia, you know what I would want you to do? Put that on the Google review as well for me, because that would tell the rest of the world what you have experienced with BWF solicitors. And we're also very grateful that you have patronized our service, and we want to serve you and many other people in the community as well. Remember, we are on the 4th floor of the Hannah House, 214-218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters in North London. We work Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. And if you want to use our services or even contact any of the very learned solicitors here in the office, you can book an appointment and arrange for the weekend one. You have our numbers on the screen: 0208 493 7340. Those of you in Ghana, you can call 055 589 5959. And in all situations, emergency situations, send in a text, WhatsApp, or a voice note: 077 127 61884. BWFsolicitors.com is our website, and I would want you to be visiting that website because the resources on there are great and enormous. Articles, short videos, explanation to issues, and all the updates are there on the website. So visit bwfsolicitors.com, and also visit our social media handles at BWF Solicitors. All the social media handles we on there. BWF Solicitors also gives us the opportunity to come your way with a program like this one, The Community and the Law. We do that every Saturday between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. On Thursdays, we have an edition, a tree edition we do with Rainbow Radio. And on Friday, now Mayoti does the legal education with the lawyers as well in the local language. So BWF Solicitors, what else can you ask for? And they do a lot more. For example, this afternoon, we're going to have a very interesting discussion. I know those of you who are skilled workers, you know that there have been some developments as to how you can go on to have your indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. How do you do that? Has it been stopped? Or you don't know, I know, but we'll get into that. Again, BWF Solicitors allows us to have some knowledge in the form of nuggets we put out the beginning of the year. And this week, there's one that has come out, and I want us to take a look at that. Does having a child with autism stop deportation? That's a big question. The Court of Appeal has confirmed that having a British child with autism can prevent deportation. In the Secretary of State for Home Department versus Ujadleye 2026 England and Wales Court of Appeal case 950, the appeal succeeded because the court found exceptional evidence that the father's two British children had severe autism. dependent uniquely on his daily care, and would suffer exceptionally serious harm if he were deported. What's the lesson in here? A successful human rights case depends on strong medical, educational, and expert evidence, not simply the existence of disability. Every case turns out on its own facts. So, what I would advise is to seek legal advice. Now, let me, with your permission, go to Uncle Ben again and ask. We're talking about this medical condition, which is autism. Um, the question the ordinary person would ask: can I depend on this to avoid refusal and even deportation from the UK to my own country?
Well, Kweku, I mean, the answer to that is there is a possibility.
Okay.
Because when we talk of autism, it's a spectrum. It starts from very, very mild to very severe with other complications. But let me put the case in context. So this case that we're talking about, it's a Nigerian gentleman who was in the UK on a temporary visa,
Okay.
and had gone ahead to apply for the COVID loan. You know, the COVID loan was a loan that was introduced by the UK government to support businesses that were going through hardship because of the COVID pandemic in 2020, 2021. And unfortunately for the government, there were disingenuous people who are fraudulent in nature, who use that as an opportunity to rake in millions. Look, I'm talking of millions of pounds.
Was it that's the bounce back loan?
The bounce back loan. The maximum was 50,000, and if you had a business and you can show an income up to a certain threshold, you will be given. And this gentleman and others fraudulently applied for several hundreds of thousands, going into a couple of millions. So he was imprisoned he was convicted for 7 years. Now, under our law 207 Border and Immigration Act, Section 32, that is a foreign criminal, and that was automatic deportation. So what he did is he brought an application on the basis under what we call a Section 117B and a Section 117C of the immigration rules, which says that if somebody is going to be deported and there are significant instances and compassionate circumstances, which circumstances are far and above the normal threshold, and that person should not be deported. So if you've got a child or you've got a family member with challenging medical situation, example, autism, it's not every autistic child who has severe autism. In his case, he had 6 children, 2 of whom had severe autism and complications.
They were very high on the spectrum.
Yes, and their mother had mental health issues as well, and she wasn't coping well. So you can see the nature of the case. So when you ask me if you have an autistic child or a child with medical issues, is it automatic that you're going to be allowed to stay in the UK? And my answer would be, it depends. Every case is different, and every case is won or lost on the facts of the case, and also the evidence that you have, but also the specialization and the particular experience of the person who is dealing with the case. So in this case, for example, this man could have been deported if the case wasn't dealt with properly. But he had a very good solicitor who was able to ensure that he won his case, and I went to the Court of Appeal, and the case was allowed. But it serves as a lesson to all of us that when you're here, you play by the rules, because it's not everybody who can fight a court case. There is no legal aid for immigration cases. It means
that could be quite expensive.
It is not quite. It's very expensive. Any case that goes to the court in immigration, it's about double, triple your normal rate. If it goes to the Court of Appeal, you're potentially looking at a solicitor's hourly rate of about 250 to 350 plus VAT, and a barrister's daily rate of about 4,500 to about 5,000 a day, plus VAT. And if you reckon that it's going to be about 3 or 4 days hearing, if there's expert evidence plus witnesses, then potentially just over 4 days you'll be incurring costs of about 40 to 50,000 pounds, and there's no legal aid for that. So I urge people that once we're here to stay, we should comply with the law. I do understand that there are instances where people fall foul of the law, not because they didn't take enough caution, but clearly it may be inadvertently. I know people will, argue with me that how can you commit an offense inadvertently? You've got somebody who's working without paper, that's a criminal offense. But the person is working without paper because they needed to support them. So somebody said, well, but they can leave. Well, it's not everybody who's found their way here who can easily leave and go to their country. As I said, we've got clients who are ordinary cleaners, but they've been able to support their children in Ghana. 2 of them are medical doctors. 2 of them are lawyers. And this woman was a cleaner. So it tells you that, the things that sometimes we take for granted is very important for people. And we should be very, very careful. First of all, don't put yourself in that situation. Second, if you have a challenging case, always speak to a lawyer. And 4, please make sure that your peers and your friends are not people who are characterized by fraud, so that they don't push you into fraudulent activities, which may land you. We've also recently done a case, a man who bought a house using a false name. At the time, he didn't have papers, he bought a house. And later, he got indefinite leave to remain. He's got a child or 2 children here. He's now met a new partner. And he was convicted for 2 years. And when he came out, they signed a deportation order against him. We fought the case, we're still fighting it, but it's very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. And that's why I always tell people, don't get yourself into those particular situations.
Well, it's always best for you to give your case to a professional to do for you. The lesson here, as Uncle Ben has reiterated, you could be successful, but it depends on some evidence and, of course, dealing with the right legal person. Every case stands on its own facts. Seek specialist legal advice. I would urge you to always be speaking to BWF solicitors for them to help you. And when they stay in your corner, Uncle Ben said, and I'm reiterating, they have 98% case success. So they are experienced enough to do things for you. Call them on 0208 493 7340. Or in emergency situations, you can send a text, send a WhatsApp message or a voice note on 077 127 61884. 077 127 61884. Now we're going to go into our discussion for today, and the topic this afternoon is your journey to indefinite leave to remain. How to secure settlement after 5 years as a skilled worker. Uncle Ben is going to lead the discussion. He's a senior partner of BWF Solicitors. So get yourselves ready, get your notepads, get your links ready to share in your network. We'll be coming back to look at this. The lines will be active after the discussion on 0208 493 7345. Or you can send a text or WhatsApp to 07399 208-468, sorry, 07399-208-468. BWF Solicitor. No, don't call now. I just mentioned the numbers and the phones are going off. I know you've missed Uncle Ben, but he needs to tell us what it is that he has to tell us first. So get ready for that. We'll take this quick break, say thank you to BWF Solicitors, and when we come back, we'll delve straight into the discussion. It's the community and the law.
What's the number?
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Welcome back, and thank you for still sticking around. We're live on BWTV at BWF Solicitors on Facebook and YouTube, and at BWTV both on Facebook and YouTube. Your journey to indefinite leave to remain. How are you going to secure settlement after 5 years as a skilled worker? We're doing this courtesy BWF Solicitors, as I keep saying, and I have the honor and privilege of hosting the senior partner of BWF Solicitors, Uncle Ben, with us. And he is going to tell us what it is that the law says. Have there been any changes? I know you would be wondering, well, had they said that in autumn 2026, there are going to be changes, people are going to go through 15 years and all the rest of it. Is that what is happening? The main man is here to lead us into that. Akoben, good afternoon once again. And
Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming. To be fair, today we are overwhelmed because we haven't seen you in a long while. I know you're a very busy person, but you've made time to meet us on the program this afternoon. We're grateful and welcome once again.
Thank you, Kweku. As you know, the nature of our business is that you always prepare for transition and succession. So the only way you can do that is also give the space to other people to come and showcase their talent, and that's what I've been doing for the past 34 years. Yeah.
Well, we need to be celebrating this, you know. Well, and I can say on this program confidently that Charles, Pamela,
Eleanor,
yeah, and Frank, yeah, they have been doing so very well, and it shows me that your transitioning is working so very well. I will have to learn from you and get somebody to say mercy. Well, thank you for coming this afternoon. Indefinite leave to remain. I know is one of the things that people always yearn for. when they have come in on some kind of visa. It's often said that after 5 years, or after a certain time, after a long stay, 10 or 20 years, and all that, people get indefinite leave to remain in this country. Let me get to the basics. When we say indefinite leave to remain in this country, what is it saying?
Well, when we say indefinite leave, what we mean is that currently no limit on the time that you can stay in the UK.
Right.
So you're not restricted by time. You don't have to renew your visa every time. Now that it's a digital stamp in the cloud, even if when you change your passport, you don't have to take it to the Home Office to have it restamped. So indefinite leave to remain under the 1971 Immigration Act means that there's no time limit on your residence in the UK,
Okay.
although you're still subject to immigration control, but there will be no time limit on your stay in the UK.
And there are routes to that point, isn't there?
Absolutely. So the standard route, as we all know, is 5 years. But most people who have overstayed obviously go on the 10-year route. And the 10-year route obviously means that it will take you 10 years to get there. But today, our focus is for those people who came here on a work permit, and therefore they were told when they entered that they will be here for 5 years, and then they will get their indefinite leave to remain.
Has that changed?
That hasn't changed. I know that there was a clamor, and as I said previously, in relation to cases like this, where people's lives are being toyed with by politicians because they want to outdo each other, it becomes a problem. But thank God that we've now got a prime minister who is alive to the needs of most people here who, for want of a better word, will do the job that most people don't want to do, which is like cleaning and care. He's got his father at a care home, and he appreciates the carers who look after his father. His father has got Parkinson's disease. If you've got a relative who, especially a parent who needs support, you will appreciate the care, the work that carers do. And so far, he's changed the language a bit. I can see him fighting for people who are already here, not to be subjected to the potentially draconian change in the law from 5 years to 10 years. If it's just time, then of course that won't be a problem. It's not just time, it's money. Because every time you renew your visa, you pay money, and it costs a lot. I mean, for the care people, they don't pay much. It's about 375. They don't pay the IHS because of the nature of their jobs, and also, they don't pay the potentially thousands of pounds. But for people who are here as spouses, because it's not only for people who are here on a work permit, but it's also for people who are here as spouses or parents of children. As I said, there is a 10-year trajectory. That one is there. When they start, they know it's 10 years. Okay. So there's no argument about that. But people who entered on the promise that when you work, pay your taxes, and comply with our laws, after 5 years, we'll give you indefinite leave to remain. I don't think it's fair that the British sense of justice will allow that, because I watched both the House of Lords and the Parliamentary Committee on the Home Select Committee in relation to this particular matter. And overwhelmingly, everybody's saying this is against the British sense of justice. You cannot ask someone to come and serve you for 5 years and promise them that once they've served you for 5 years, they can go and do whatever they want to do. And now you want to lock them into 10 years. It locks them to a particular employment. It locks them to a particular employer. It locks them to a particular salary, which is not the most glamorous of work, and it's not well paid. Let's not mince words here. They don't pay them very well. Even by the Home Office threshold, the maximum pay is 25,000 on the care. That's the minimum pay, which will allow you to meet the threshold. We'll go through and we'll see what the thresholds are. So they're not well paid. If you're paying somebody a gross salary of 25, their take home is about 1,500.
And potentially rent would take virtually everything away.
Absolutely. If they're living in London or in one of the large cities, then that will cost. If they've got children, then again, that's also potentially an extra cost that, so it will not be fair. And I think I, for one, have always said and believed that the 10 years will not happen. I've always said that. It doesn't matter who is in power, whether the Conservatives or Labour or Reform, they can change the law, but the fact that they will change it retroactively is what everybody is speaking again. Yesterday I saw or I heard the Conservative leader, Kemi, saying that she would take council apartments or social housing from migrants. I don't know where she gets some of these things from. It's like people, they just talk. It's totally impossible. Not in the UK. Not when we've got a court system and these people have legitimately...
Laws work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So this is not America where Donald Trump can wake up and do things. This is the UK. And that's why we're different from America. Yes, they are more successful. And, for that reason, sometimes people defer to them. But our sense of justice here is the envy of the world, and everybody tries to emulate the
this situation where people are apprehensive about going to the 10-year route instead of 5, when you would have spent. Is it what was put in that consultation somewhere last year?
Yes. That's what was put in the consultation. And remember, I think on a couple of our programs, I did say to people that they should go online and share what they can. Mm-hmm. I know we don't like reading and we don't like writing. We like watching Konkonsa on TikTok and people form gangs against other people. We need to invest in ourselves and educate ourselves because it's very important. It's what it is. The consultation is done. Mm-hmm. Our friend, the Home Secretary, if she gets her way, she wants to apply it retrospectively. But clearly, that's not something that the Prime Minister will allow.
Well, then let's look at what it is that we need to do, how we can secure that indefinite leave to remain at the back of the promise that was made that after having a 5-year contract and you stay there continuously for 5 years, you could apply for your indefinite leave to remain. The conditions attached to this and around this, are they the same conditions that would apply to every other journey that leads to indefinite leave to remain?
So the path is different. The journey is 5 years, but the path is different. So there are people who are going through the parent route. There are people who are going through the spousal route. There are people who are going through the private life route. There are people who are going through the family life route. Mm-hmm. This route is for work.
Okay.
So people who have come here to work and they have worked for 5 years. So the basic requirement is that you should be here on a skilled visa, or you should be a dependent of a skilled worker. And the basic requirement, in addition to being a skilled worker, you should work.
Okay.
So if you're here and you came to do Walantu Walansa, and you're not doing Walantu Walansa, but you're doing something else, then you didn't come to do Walantu Walansa. Mm-hmm. So in that case, it's going to be a problem. But if you're here and you're working successfully with your sponsor, it doesn't have to be the same sponsor that brought you. It can be many sponsors. It can be 5 sponsors in 5 years. Mm-hmm. It can be 3. It can be 1. The principle that the Home Office always talks about is the issue of work. So you should be working. We know that when you're working, you should work for the same employer who has issued the sponsorship license, mm-hmm. which is the COS. And you're allowed to do supplementary work, but that's only for 20 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Now, if you do more than 20 hours a week and you're caught, it's a breach of the condition. And under our Part SUI, which is a part suitability, it may cause you for your application to be refused. But in addition to making sure that you're complying with the law, you have to ensure that your employer is paying you at the relevant salary. So there are about 5 points that I want to take. Okay. The first one is that your employer must have a license.
Okay.
2, your employer is the one who is sponsoring you. So he's not only having a license, but the employer should be the business sponsoring you. 3, not only are they sponsoring you now, they also want you to work for them now and for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
And then we go to 4, they have to make sure, or you have to make sure, that you're meeting the threshold. The threshold starts from 41,700 to 33,100, 31,300, and then 25,000. Now, there are some people who must attain the higher threshold of 41,700, and there are some who must also be on the lower threshold of 25. Mostly 25 is for care workers.
Okay.
So those are the people who are doing care and also ancillary nursing. So a 6131, a 6135, and also a 6136, although senior carers, their rate is slightly higher. But if you put this threshold there, ask yourself, with what Uncle Ben has said, am I achieving any of the threshold? Now, there's a difference between the threshold and the going rate. Okay. There are 2 levels of income. One is now, one is for the future. But the one that is now always dictates that is also for the future. So when we say the going rate, for example, now we know that for some business like office manager and any of those ones is 41.7. For people like plasterers and tilers, it's about 41.7. But also within that particular business, there's what we call a transitional arrangement, which protects people who were here before April 2024. Because when the rates were raised in April 2024, there were a category of people who were protected, that even if they don't achieve the threshold, they are achieving the going rate. The going rate is set by the Home Office. The threshold is also set by the Home Office. But then when you read it, you say either the going rate or the threshold. But sometimes it will say it should never be lower than the going rate.
Okay.
Because the going rate is always to protect people from falling to a certain lower income. For example, if you take the carers rate of 25,000, is to protect them from going below the hourly rate for the minimum income in the UK. Mm-hmm. So that protects them. So that's something that everybody must watch. And then the final thing that I also want people to understand is that, yes, you have to do the English language, but most people who are on the skilled worker route would have done the English already. You can use the same one, and then you have to do the life in UK, which is done when you're going to apply for your settlement. The issue about dependents is something which is crucial, because many of the dependents that I've met are unable to sit for the English language and the life in UK. Mm-hmm. So their situation is going to be critical. But the best thing to do is for the person who is on the skilled worker route to achieve their settlement, and that means the family members can also follow.
So in this case, we're looking at life in the UK, mm-hmm. knowledge of life in the UK and English. Mm-hmm. If you are not able to meet that as mm-hmm. one of the conditions, does it mean then that even though you would have been here legally for 5 years, you have not met that, so then you can't apply for indefinite leave to remain?
Yes. So people who are not able to meet the mandatory requirement of life and language are always put on a 2.5 years. So if your husband is or your wife is a skilled worker, they already have the English, they do the life in UK, they passed. If they submit the life in UK for the application and they get indefinite leave, and you submit yours, and you are not successful with the English language, it's very likely they will extend your visa for another 2.5 years on the basis that you've not been able to achieve the English language. But because of your family life with that particular partner, they don't want to refuse you, so they will give you an extension to stay. and that means that you'll be paying almost 4,000 now, which is about £3,987.50 until you are able to pass your English language.
So I can imagine a scenario where in the same household, dad would have indefinite leave to remain, but mom would not have it because mom would not have met that criteria and threshold.
Yes. Well, that's a possibility. It's only a possibility. It's a reality. We see people all the time where, we've got a family. There's a guy, a boy who came here with a mother. He's now past 18. He's managed to pass his English and life in UK. Mom can pass. So he can't get indefinite because he's here based on his mom. Although the mom came to join her husband, the husband is not his father. His mother is married to the husband. So he was also given 2.5. We fought it on the basis that it's not fair. And that he has, in his own right, he has been here for a duration of time. And they came back and said, no, that's not true. He hasn't been here because he's under 25. So if he stays here for half of his age, he will qualify for indefinite leave to remain. He's above 18 now. So again, he hasn't been here for 7 years. We can't go for indefinite leave. And those are the problems that it can cause people if you don't have the life in UK and you don't have the English. And quickly remember that the English threshold is going to A level on the 26th of March and is going to B2. So that if people don't qualify now and they are applying in 2027 after the 26th of March, even if they've got a B1, they will have to sit for the B2. The law is there, and for people who are who intend to apply after next year, March, my advice is that you should be aiming towards a B2 now. You can sit for the B2 now if by the time you reach your settlement, it's not more than 2 years. You can also do your life in UK. But remember that life in UK is not on a level like a B1 or B2, it's pass and fail. So although I know they will change the syllabus because they're reviewing now, you can still do it and it doesn't expire for the life in UK.
I am thinking of a situation where Kofi Manu came in on a 3-year contract. He has finished with a 3-year contract. He's been lucky enough to get another organization that could sponsor Kofi Manu or him for another 2 years. That put together will make 5 years. Would that qualify Kofi Manu for indefinite leave to remain?
Yes. So when you look at Appendix SW, which is a work permit, you look at SW 19.1 to SW 24, it covers the settlement route. So the first one is that you need to have work. Your employer must be interested in having you receive the necessary rate, continuity of residence under CR 1.9 is there. In addition, that you've done your language and life. Once you've met all those, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that you came here as a work permit holder. On the date you're applying, you're still a work permit holder. It's not with the same employer or sponsor, but it's with someone who's got a license and they intend to have you and they are sponsoring you. That's all you need. I know people ask questions about, I came in, I didn't get work to do, or I was paid under the table, or my sponsor is not the person I'm working with now. Those are challenging situations. And if somebody finds themselves in those sort of situations, your focus should not be, I'm here, I'm working, so I'm okay. You're not.
You're not.
Because when you're caught now, they will cancel your visa. And also in the long term, you will not get settlement because you came here to work with A, for A to pay you a certain salary threshold. They're not paying you the threshold. They're not working with you or you're not working with them. You should move on and find someone else. And people keep saying that, oh, it's difficult to find work. But I keep telling people that we've put on our website. I mean, we know how many people go there all the time. It's been on our website since the COVID time for people to find sponsors. It's over 14,000 sponsors on there. And then, last week I had someone come in. We had a conversation. I showed them the website. I said, go. So, lawyer, it's so difficult. I said, well, I'm sorry, but if you're not careful, somebody's going to take your money they will not give you the work, you will not get a salary, and then you're going to be stuffed. So it's better to do the work if you give yourself 1 month. Every day, send 20 applications to these people or make 20 phone calls to these people. And I'll say I'll take places like Wales and Scotland, the very northern part of UK, where it's cold and nobody wants to go there. That's why I'll be calling, because I know that when they see Kodagi, they will be so interested because they know you're jack of all trade. When you come in,
you are always open to work.
So look to that. And London is good, but for me, work here is very, very difficult. So look to the north of England and then the north of United Kingdom.
Well, folks, if you just joined us, we're live on BWTV, and the program is The Community and the Law. This afternoon, we're looking at our journey to indefinite leave to remain. We're talking about skilled workers, how to secure that. Agabena is giving us the conditions you need to meet, and we have gone into some discussion as to how to do that. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at some basic things that we need to do, and then we'll be taking your questions and concerns. Remember, the lines will be open after the break, 0208 493 7345, 0208 493 7345. You can send your text or WhatsApp message to 07399 208 468. It's The Community and the Law, and our resource person and guest this afternoon is a senior partner of our sponsor and our benefactors, BWF Solicitors. We'll be right back.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Thank you very much for sticking around and welcome back. We're still live on BWTV at BWF Solicitors, and the program is The Community and the law. Those of you who have joined us, thank you very much for doing that and sticking around. If you stayed with us for a whole hour, then it means that you really value this and we appreciate you as well. So share the link, give us your comments. If you have a question, you can put it in the comment section down below, or you can call us on 0208 493 7345. Beatrice, thank you very much. You say very educative. Thank you. We do that every Saturday, so please join us same time next week as well. We have Nanaba giving us the victory sign. Thumbs up to you as well for your concern and, of course, your appreciation. Good afternoon to everyone. Well noted, Uncle Ben. Yeah, team, which one are you saying well noted? He said so many things. Anyway, I would say that you are noting everything that Uncle Ben has given us this afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Please share when you join. That's from Sandra Fraser, who's celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Sandra Nanajima, saying that God bless you always. God bless you too, Nanajima, and thank you on behalf of Sandra. Please share. Nanajima continues to admonish us. Kenneth Kofi Odro Boateng Antobam, thank you. I salute you as well. God bless you. I hope people in Wales are all glued to their TVs and all that. Valentine Bright Edu, very educative. Yes, Valentine, it's very educative. We do that every Saturday afternoon. We still have other programs on Thursdays and Fridays, so be here to enjoy that as well. Well, let's move on to our topic again. I'm coming back to Uncle Ben. So when I have satisfied these conditions that you mentioned, I put in an application for indefinite leave to remain. We're talking about meeting all the thresholds and all the other things. Does it then become automatic? Because I would have satisfied living here continuously for 5 years. I am in employment. I have anticipation that my employer would continue to give me a job beyond the 5 years and the rest of it. Does it become an automatic thing that when I put in an application, I'll succeed?
Well, yes. So if you meet the 5 points that I've given, so you've got a current employer, your employer has a sponsorship license, your employer has written a letter to say they still want to employ you for the foreseeable future, you've met the income threshold, your continuity of residence is met, you've done your KOL, English language and life in UK. And the important bit is that you haven't been doing corner fast. So, you don't have a break in your residence, because that's also important. There are people who apply after they've overstayed for a few weeks. It might be over 15 days. The threshold is 14 days. Remember that if you overstay for 14 days, you've still overstayed, but it's only 14 days. And every day that your application stays with the Home Office, that is still overstay, but they don't punish you. But if you overstay for more than 14 days, these days, they are very, very difficult. They will refuse you. So I tell people, and Kweku, what I find worrying is that there are many people who are making spurious applications. For example, there's someone who put an application for asylum, another person put in an application for fee waiver. When it was rejected, they put in another application for fee waiver, and then somebody tells me that they are applying for further leave to remain. On what basis, I don't know. Some of them are getting certification decisions, which means that you can't appeal, and they put you on bail. Once they put you on bail, although the bail regime has now been amended to cover the same exception under the SUI, which is the suitability 13.1, which is the overstay, the previous one of 39E, it still will affect you if you go beyond the 14 days. So my advice to all of you, I know desperation sets in sometimes, but go to lawyers. I can't emphasize this enough. When I say go to lawyers, I mean go to lawyers. People come to me, what's the name of the lawyer? I don't know. Did you go to the office? No. My elder at church told me. So the name on the phone is Elder Lawyer. It's very disheartening. What I tell people is that when you go on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and you see people come there, they should be using their names. For example, go on the website. If you see my name, Bernard Owusu, go and put it on the internet and say, is Bernard Owusu a lawyer? And I'm sure both Ghana and the UK will confirm that I'm both a barrister at law and also a solicitor to the senior courts of England. What really pains me sometimes is a belief that our community has in people whom they have no knowledge of, whether they are lawyers or they are not lawyers, because they are desperate. So they just go to anyone and put in an application. Somebody called me today. He said they put in an application for EU dependent. I said, who? He said, my grandfather. I said, grandfather, grandfather, or grandfather friend? He said, grandfather, grandfather. I said, do you have evidence that he's your grandfather, grandfather? He said, oh, the man said he did it for me. A lawyer, I've got letter, I can work. I said, listen, I'm not talking about you working, because if you put in a valid EU application, yes, you will work. But the end result is what I'm looking at. They'll refuse you, you won't have a right of appeal. Or even if you have a right of appeal, it's not going to be successful. So please, don't let somebody's chop money for Friday be the reason why you're going to overstay and your application is going to be refused. Because there are people who look at what they can get out of you rather than what they can create for you. It's not every case that will be successful, because some cases are difficult. And as with everything in life, you take your chances sometimes with certain things, but you need to be sure that what a lawyer is doing is the right thing. Because when you make an application for fee waiver and it's rejected, and then you make another application for fee waiver, you're not going to get your 3C, which is something we're talking about next week. The 3C now is also very difficult. I've got a case that I'm dealing with now. The person applied for fee waiver, which was rejected. They then got a COS and put in a COS. They refused them because they said, when you made your application, you said you're going to make a human rights. I've never seen a decision like that, but this week I saw one. When you made your application for for fee waiver, you said you were going to make a human rights application. Where is a human rights application? You haven't made a human rights application. You've put in another COS application. And for that reason, we're not going to allow you. If they hadn't refused the fee waiver, that wouldn't have been a problem. But because they refused it, then it becomes a problem and you will lose your 3C rights. So please, let's be mindful. When we say go to lawyer, and some people come on social media and say, oh, Ghanaian lawyers are expensive. We're expensive because we are lawyers. If we are not lawyers, you know.
You could see the surprise on my face, because if people went to the high street in central London, for instance, some lawyers will charge you not less than £250 an hour.
Yeah.
But you don't. So how expensive are you then?
Yes. So but what I tell people is that for us as solicitors, every year I need to have an insurance for 3 million. You know, the number of people who work here, our turnover and our wage level is huge. So, you know, we do free work. There are people who come here, especially the old ones. They walk in, I give them advice. I go and collect your money. They collect it, they go. But, you know, if you want to do Afasiedro, which is a medication they sell on the Kumasi bus, which cures all diseases. It cures cocoa, it cures headache, it cures
one size fits all.
Then you can go and do TikTok lawyer. That one, I always say to people, I mean, I've been here long enough to know where it will end you. But I keep saying that there are many, many Ghanaian lawyers who are genuine lawyers, some of whom I know, many, many people. I was at an event last week, Sunday. Somebody walked to me. I knew her name, but I don't know. I haven't met her before. And, you know, we click. Well, Ghanaian lawyers, you know, there are many cases around, so where we don't compete against each other. We just support our community. And that's what we do. So find a proper lawyer. Don't go to a quack person and then later come and complain to me. But most of you will see that when you do that, I really get a bit frustrated because people have taken advantage of you.
Well, if you just joined us, you can call us now on 0208 493 7345. We've got somebody who has been patient enough to be holding on for a while. I have another question, but let me pick up let's call from our lines and for Uncle Ben. So we go on there. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm Felicia.
Yes, Felicia. Thank you for joining our show.
That's all right.
Okay.
I have an issue, and then I want Mr. Bernard to assist me about that.
Okay, no problem. Please go ahead.
Okay, on Thursday, I received a message from the Home Office that they have revoked our license, which is the COS. I'm a carer. So
now, if you say our license, does it mean that all of you in the organization or just you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Every worker received it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do. So, Mr. Bernard asked me to bring my daughter from Ghana to join me here. So, I just want to ask him what to do now. Yeah.
Okay, Uncle Ben.
Yeah, quite cool. It's a big problem. It's a huge problem in the community. And when somebody loses their license, it means the person is not doing the very basic things that they told the Home Office they were going to do. So the first thing that I always ask for is that when is your visa expiring? Because the Home Office is aware that it's not your fault that they've taken the license from this person. So they will not cancel your visa. But if your visa is going to expire in a few weeks, whether they cancel or not, your headache is that you want to have a replacement visa. Right. And also, if especially you are at the end of your 5 years, you want to have a sponsor who is going to be there for you when you're making your application. The first thing I want to say to you is that find a new sponsor. There are thousands. On our website alone, there's about 14,470 sponsors in the whole of England. Just England. I will look and start from Scotland. So put something like Edinburgh or some Lanark or some North, somewhere where even around this time is cold. I will put it there. So if you look on this is where you look on, we are now on BWF website. You've got resource. And then under the resource, we've got blog, we've got videos, we've got useful links. You click on useful link, it will take you to care. You go on care, you click it, it will give you another care visa sponsor database. This is for all the sponsors in England, and it's updated every single day. So when we go to the top, do we have a date there?
16th of February 2020.
That is what it says. That is when this was created. But when you go back and you put it in, so put our address in. N154NP. And then what does it say? The first one, what does it say?
Less than 1 kilometer.
Okay, when you click on that, click on the blue. Yes. Okay, so click on their website. So you can see that this is a proper care company. They are called Priscilla Wakefield House. When you go there, you can go to contact. Let's see whether we have contacts there.
Scroll down, it will be at the bottom probably. Yes,
0208. So me, Koja Daki, I'm in England. They've cancelled my sponsorship. I'll call the number. I'll say, good morning. I'm looking for a job. I'm a carer. I work with a care company, and I'm happy to come and work for you. Or maybe I'll take their email, or I'll take the address. I'll give you a story, and this is a true story. It may be that the person is even watching this program. This person had just a week for her visa to expire. She walked to a care company in Basildon. The care company looked at her. She started crying. I mean, I'm not saying go and cry, please. but she started crying. The Indian woman looked at her and said, I've got COS. I wasn't going to give it to anyone. But the way you speak, I want to try you. They gave her a COS for 1 year. By the time she reached out to me, she only had 24 hours.
Oh, gosh.
We put in the application. Within a week, she got her visa. After 1 year, the woman gave her the last 2 years to say, I'm happy to sponsor you to the end of the 5 years. So, if you walk in there, maybe they might not see you, but call, send an email. Don't give up. Go, but please, don't be too comfortable in London. If you're determined to do something, you are determined. You can't give up middle of the way and say, I've come this far and I've lost my sponsorship, so I just want to give up. Okay, Felicia?
Okay.
So get yourself some time and do some search and also follow up on several things. Use the resources facility on BWF Solicitors website, and it can give you something to pursue. So please go ahead and do that for us, okay?
Okay. And then one question again. My visa will expire on 15th August 2028. So they
did something they helped somebody who had a 24-hour deadline. So you have almost a week.
Okay.
Sit down and do some work, okay?
Okay then.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you too for your call. 0208-493-7345. Akaben, I have the scenario in mind. I have a COS. The person says that, well, unfortunately, I can't give you a job. Please hold on. I'll come back to you quickly. I can give you a job, but then I find somebody to form a marital relationship. When I change to that route, would my 3 years that I worked as a skilled worker vanish, if I'm allowed to use that expression, and then continue, or I can put the two together, then make 5 years and apply for indefinite leave to remain?
Well, yes, it will vanish. So you have to start the 5 years all over again.
Okay.
But it's better than having nothing. So
nothing at all.
I always tell people it's better. I mean, yes, you have to go through the 5 years on the partner route because you've changed from a worker route to a partner route, and it means that you have to start all over again.
All right. Well, my friend on the line, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
We are doing very well by the grace of God. Yeah, you have a question. Uncle Ben is here. Please go ahead.
Okay, Uncle Ben, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I came here in 2023, and my company didn't have work for me, but later I was doing like 20 hours. But this month I've got NHS work. So I'm asking the 2 years, okay, November will be my 3 years here in the UK. And I was given 3 years in the NHS. So can I apply for my indefinite to remain?
Yes. Once
my 5 years.
Yes. Once you've been here for 5 years, you can apply for your indefinite. Listen, the Home Office is aware of what went on. They are aware of what is still going on. They've taken a lot of licenses. There is still unscrupulous people out there. So my position is that when you employ somebody, you have to give them work. And all those people who are not giving work, I'm not saying go and sue your employers, but you can sue them. There's a case law that came a couple of months ago. So if somebody brought you here and they haven't given you work, move. Go and find somebody who will give you work. Move quickly, because they are bad people. It means that they're not doing the right thing. Move and go and find work. I'm glad that you found the NHS. And again, are you going to work as a carer or as a nurse?
As a carer for now.
But you've got a nursing qualification from Ghana.
Yes, but here I haven't got my PIN yet.
Why haven't you got your PIN?
I've done my OSCE, done my CBT. The IELTS, I had 6, so I'm still working on it.
Okay. So, I mean, all the things you've said are the good things. Somebody will say you've done your OSCEs like Australian OSCE, but concentrate. If you need something, concentrate. The NHS is one of the best organizations amongst other people like London Transport, London Underground, the local authorities to work for when it comes to pension. So stay there. Don't go and sleep. Don't go and fight. Don't go and do. If you can stay there for another 30 years, you will retire on a very, very good pension. But don't just go and stay there. Work your way up.
To the top.
Work your way up. For me, I've always told people, why do you always want to be at the bottom? Look up and climb. So I'm glad that you are in the NHS, but don't give up. Let the fufu be less and burn the candle, the midnight light, and study and go and pass your ILR and get your PIN and become a nurse, either a community nurse, a midwife, or a special nurse or whatever. But eventually, we want to see you in the next 10 years to be a matron of the ward, where you will be an admin nurse rather than just a working nurse. Okay?
Thanks, Uncle Ben. And then my company that brought me here, when I was leaving them, I requested for my P45, but they couldn't issue it to me now. So will that one also be needful when I'm applying for my?
No, you don't need it. Concentrate on what you've got. Let's look forward. Okay?
Okay. A friend of mine too was having the same issue. She went to Ghana and she was coming back on Tuesday, but she said she received a letter from the Home Office yesterday that their company license has been revoked. So can she come back to the UK?
Yes, please. When your company license is revoked, don't go and travel. I beg you.
No, she traveled.
She can come back.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And she wants to come back on Tuesday.
Yes, she can come back. She can come back. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
She can come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Uncle, I'll call your office line. We need to talk. I called you some time ago concerning my kid and how to apply for my husband to come and join me here. So I will search for your office line. Then
let me give it to you now. 0208.
All right. Okay.
0208 493
okay.
7340. Have you got it?
0208 493 7340.
Yes. If I were you, I'll call first thing before 9 o'clock.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. 0208.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. 0208 493 7345. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you. And you?
I am good. Yes, please go ahead. Uncle Ben is here.
Can I speak to you? Or many omunete by omuba ha through their omu papa. Na omuba and omuni papa ntinada. And this is omu indefinite. And see, let me be say, so mu be naturalization na. To me, papa ne deɛ no obetumi de ɔmo agu so by ɔne ɔmo ntɛ no requirement bɛ na ɛwɔ hɔ a ebehia
but ɔmo wase tena yɛ den
but you see I'm so kita indefinite by minya ne just last month yeah and nkola no panin benya 18 next year ntina nanka yɛpɛ papa ne ye no odi omugusu no omoye omodie because me kasa me try next year na me ma ye me die na ntumi mfa pani no ento me die no so as apala because obenya 18 me
Yes, problem is say awofo mienu no wa ha na omo mane ya nwo omo wa ha na omo ye British citizenship aya omo pesa awofo mienu no nso ye British citizens ana say omo ye dada ti because wo onye wo de no very likely so may raise the issue. Why?
Okay. Actually,
well, those of you who have put your questions in the comment section will be picking some of these for Akaban to help us with some answers. You can send a text to 07399208-468. This afternoon, we have looked at a journey to indefinite leave to remain, how to secure settlement as skilled workers. The lines are still active, 0208-493-7340. The friend on the line, please hold on. Let me pick up Nana Sante's question on the screen. If someone is on a skilled worker visa and receives a curtailment letter, then applies for an extension, but doesn't secure sponsorship before the extension expires, can they apply for another extension or further leave to remain? Nana Sante continues and says, if I've completed my 5 years and meet all the requirements for indefinite leave to remain, and my employer supports my indefinite leave to remain application, once I am granted that, am I still required to remain working for that employer, or can I leave that job afterwards?
Oh, you can leave. I mean, most people will leave. I mean, it's a case that I did for a dentist and her husband. They are of Indian origin. And already I knew she was going to leave. Once she got her indefinite, she just left. The first question, I don't know whether it's the same person. If someone is on a skilled worker visa and receives a curtailment letter, then applies for an extension. What extension? But doesn't secure sponsorship before the extension expires. What extension expired? Because if you applied and the application is still outstanding, but you applied before that leave expired or the curtailment leave expired, you still have leave under the old visa you had. It won't expire until you get a decision on the extension application that you've made. So the question that I ask is, what extension? And you say the extension secure sponsorship before the extension expires. What extension expire? If the application is still at the Home Office, then you're secured, but not for a long time. I will ask you to make even more effort in finding a sponsor to support your application.
Well, thank you very much, Nana Sante, for your question. Keep them coming through. Producer, okay, yeah, we'll pick another one. My friend on the phone, just have a little patience for me. I'll come back to you. If one came in the UK on a skilled worker visa and spent 2.5 years and the person switches to a partner visa, I think I asked this question just a moment ago. Does his or her 5-year journey to indefinite leave to remain reset? Yes, because you've gone onto another route. So then you start your 5 years again. So Ernest, unfortunately, you can't put the two together. You have to start all over again. Hello.
Hello.
Antubam.
Well, it's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah. You know what you people have done. Now you want to talk to Uncle Ben. I need to start charging you consultation fee because all the other times you send me texts. Now he's here, you want to talk. Anyway,
I've been listening to Uncle Ben, yeah. I have 2 questions. The first one,
yes.
The second one might be a complaint, and I need help from Uncle Ben. Okay. The first one is if somebody has done the license the UK test somewhere in 2012 and he never applied for naturalization, and now he decided to apply for his naturalization, but he can't find the reference number for the that's in UK. How is he going to go about it and get the reference number?
So 2012 and 2026, that's about 14 years. But you can't find your reference. What do you do?
Right.
Is that a question?
That's the question.
Okay, let me throw that first one up to Uncle Ben, so we don't miss it out.
Well, it's very difficult, especially if the company has folded. And if the company has folded, unfortunately, you will not have the reference number. It's not something that goes to a central repository. I would have thought that sometimes the Home Office had records. But unfortunately, those days, the way the setup was, now it goes to a central repository. But those days, it went somewhere else. And that's a problem. So the first thing I want you to do is to go online and see whether you find a trace of the company. If you go to company's house, you will find it. Even the people who were on the company, you will find them, even if they are no more directors. You can then put it on social media or somewhere else and see whether you can have direct access to them and send them an email or a telephone call and see whether they can help you find it. Because business folds, but the records may be somewhere in the cloud or on a network, and they might be able to find that for you.
Okay. Well, can I have the second one? Yes.
The second one is, let's see, I don't know if it's a complaint. I would like to know if the Home Office is a money-making business or they are just here to help migrants. That's my question. First one, and I will continue why I'm asking.
No, I add that. Why are you asking?
Because it started with this application fee when people are paying 4,000 per head, and now after that they started premium fee, premium file billing, and all that, and up to now they've gone into naturalization. They are giving people 1 year for them to get their how do you say it? You get your application will be answered in a year, minimum 6 months to 12 months. Now they have people telling us that if you pay £1,000, we're going to look into it within 24 hours. So that means they have people who can do the job, but just that because they want to make money out of us, they're doing that. That is what I'm trying to figure it out. If it's right, and if Uncle Ben can help me, if it's not right, we can sue them, and then we take it from there, because it's like they are making too much money out of this matter. All these people, they don't understand that people are paying that money to get their status in this country. And they see and think, get out, go out, and back. We are paying that money individually, making the economy also worthy. So this is something we can be talking about it. If they can help us within 24 hours paying extra money, why can't they help those who put the applications in and they wait for 12 good months for people to travel to their funerals and all that? This is something that I've been worried about. Well, thank you, Uncle Ben. My name.
Okay, thank you very much, Uncle Ben. That must be a genuine concern, and it must be something in the community.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's not only the community that's worried about it. So when you look at the Home Office annual accounts, they provide the whether they're meeting their costs or they're under. You can see that with child citizenship registration, they reduce it from 1,200 to 1,000. But for most applications, I think they're taking in a lot of money, and they're actually making profit. When you look at they do publish it. I'll find it and one day we'll go through that. But yes, they make profit on your application. But also the issue to do with the priority service is not only the Home Office. I mean, I applied for visa for my granddaughter because she wants to come to Ghana with us. And I wanted it quickly. And I use a premium service in the City of London. And I got it in 24 hours because that's the service I needed. So it's not a compulsory service, but if there are people who want to travel, so they make those provision for people who want to travel, and then they can use that to travel. So, Antubam, some people want to travel to funerals and they want a quick decision. Other people are prepared to wait. So if you're prepared to wait for 6 months, then that's fine. But sometimes it can take longer than 6 months as well.
Well, Antubam, thank you very much. Let's go on to another call here. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, boss.
Yeah, please, I want to ask you a question for in favor of one of my colleagues, which Mrs. got married to EU national. So they both came to UK about 5 years ago.
Yes.
So all of them have got their indefinite.
Yes.
So the last, one of his last born is having an issue with the community where we live now, which there's a threat that one of those classmates is going to stab him. So he opened up to his mom, which his mom and his father now trying to see if they can send the boy back to Ghana, because what is happening now is alarming about this, what is going on about stabbing issue stuff. So in this case, he wanted to ask if is it okay for the boy to go back to Ghana since he's having his indefinite to stay there for the next 3 years or 5 years, or can he apply for his British citizen before he can leave the country for now?
Was he born in the UK?
No, wasn't born in the UK. Was born in Ghana, but brought over here about 5 or 6 years ago.
Has he got indefinite?
Yeah, he's got indefinite, but he's a 15-year-old boy now, which is in the secondary school.
And he's got involved with the gang, right?
Yes, which they are now chasing him around in the city everywhere now, threatening him. They want to stab him.
Yeah. Okay, and the parents, the indefinite, how did they get it?
Through an EU parent, I think family person, yeah, through EU family member, yeah.
Well, if there is under EU, he can stay in Ghana for up to 5 years.
Okay.
If it's not under EU, he can stay in Ghana just under 2 years.
Okay. Well, so it's not necessary for him to get his registration British passport before he leaves the country.
I will advise, if that's possible, then you should do that. Because remember that if there are two parents, both should be applying for British citizenship with him, or both should have British citizenship.
Oh, okay, because his father is an EU national. I think he's a Spanish passport holder, but their mom is a Ghanaian national. So I'm not sure. I think the father is having settled status.
Yes, the father will have settled status. The mother can apply with him, and if the mother can show that she has sole custody of the 15-year-old, then she can justify why the father doesn't have to apply for citizenship for the child to be granted.
Okay, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. We'll go online to pick up some of the concerns there. Remember, we're live on BW TV, and the program is The Community Under Law. Our resource person and guest this afternoon is a senior partner of BWF Solicitors, Uncle Ben. Bright Opoku says, someone applying for further leave to remain as a partner or under Appendix HM Armed Forces, FLRAF, what English language requirement does he or she need to satisfy? Does a person need live in the UK test as well?
Well, FLRAF, it's an extension. So I assume that there's a partner who is applying for. Is he a partner or the person? If someone is applying for further leave to remain as a partner, yes, they need the English language. FLRAF will be an A1, extension will be an A2, and then we'll go to B2 from next year. If they can do the B2 one, they should do it. If they can do A2, they should do it. Else it's A1, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you for bringing that one up. Kofi Chere says, my employer's sponsor license has been revoked this week. However, my visa will expire May 2029. Looking for a new sponsor. But my question is, before Ekatiman letter is sent to me, can I continue to work for my employer?
Okay, so you can work, but this is a problem. That both the sponsor and the sponsored, you have a particular duty. The duty is that you work for that particular sponsor. The sponsor also sponsors you. The sponsor's ability to have you work with them is because they are sponsoring you. If you don't have sponsorship or you're not working for anyone, you don't have a right to work for any other person. And therefore, although I say you can work because I know you have to eat, the problem is that you're both committing an offense, because the difficulty you have is I know nobody will come and look for you. But if, God forbid, that happens and you're caught, he doesn't have the right to, because when he's employing you, he knows who you are already. So because he knows who you are already, he knows that you should be sponsored. And because he knows that you should be sponsored, and he also knows that you're not sponsored, he can't employ you. And it's a cloud, 99 case. It happens all the time. And particularly for that employer, it becomes a problem. If you are working for someone else, and let's say you're doing supplementary work, when they do the right to work check, it will show that you are allowed to do 20 hours. But for that employer, he already knows that he can't have you work for him. So if you're both doing that, then it becomes a problem. Just be careful.
Kofi Cherry, thank you very much. That's your answer. Move on to the next one coming from Valentine. Valentine came in earlier on. I think that must be a second question. It says, can someone bring kids on an MRES visa if you are 6 months to 6 months to visa expiration or 2 months to complete school? I mean, student visa that allows dependents, so MRES. He's come to explain it. I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah. So there are some students who can have dependents and others who cannot. That is the difference.
Okay.
I'm sure they were here for a period, or they are on a certain course that allows them to bring their dependent. Yeah, if you want to bring your dependent and you're still a student, you can bring your dependent.
Okay. 0208-493-7345. After this one, we'll take another quick break and then we come back. Remember, I gave you the nugget earlier on, reiterating that we have been discussing the skilled workers and the route to indefinite leave to remain. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, I know the one by the because we are first worker. So I think we are doing that years no more so much, but I can bear a mile of okay, so the question we said, what can be Batman? I say, not 3 years. I can be 2 years to apply. Let me actually English language, and me life skills, before. Let me actually next year.
So, what year on next year? Obit me a B2. Now, English life in UK no they no expire. But you sure say or B2 now or chrono. And by the time or be 5 years. Because English, when you saw it will. Okay.
Oh, okay. Because 2028 and 5 years will be due.
It was also B2 because 2027, 26th of March, new regime has started.
Okay. Okay, B2.
Yeah.
Okay. If you make me a try to go.
2028 the date bang.
August.
And it is here August. Until more September, October. Oh yeah, we do time and then in 2 years. Why?
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Both English will license.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. That's it. Oh my good news. I'm going to go
next week, Sam, let me tell you another edition. Why?
But remember,
Thank you very much for that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm very well, thank you.
Uncle Peter, I was just following the whole program. I have a question. I came here as a student.
Yes.
I've completed the course and then I'm working with a care company. At the moment, I'm on a student postgraduate visa. And I want to know, is there any way I can forgo sponsorship, certificate of sponsorship, and then apply for working visa so that I wouldn't be working on the certificate of sponsorship? Do we have that thing in place? I'm not so sure. That's what I want to know.
What do you mean by working visa? What's that?
Instead of being on sponsorship, is there any way you can apply for a working visa, not necessarily attached to a company? Do we have it like that?
What is your qualification?
Masters.
Masters in what?
Project management.
What project are you managing?
I just completed. That's what I said.
So what are you doing now?
I'm working with a care company.
So what work are you going to rely on to apply for the work permit?
I wanted to know if the company can give any letter which says that we want to work with her, so that I can apply for a working visa, not necessarily with the course. I want to know if it works like that.
That would be Christmas come early. I wish we can all do that. My dear, it doesn't work like that. So this is where I always tell my Ghanaian friends and clients, if you're serious, you've done project management, somebody will go and set up. I remember when I set up this business, I was coming from a background of legal aid. Everybody was worried I was going private and I wouldn't survive. Now it's more than 20 years. And as I keep saying, we are about one of the biggest firms on the high streets in the community. So you can set up your own business and you can work hard. People who succeed in life are the people who do the extraordinary things that others do not want to do. So for example, I keep telling people, we've put 14,470 sponsors on our portal. I haven't seen a single person call me that, Uncle Ben, I found a sponsor on your website. Because we don't want to do the extraordinary things. So you've done project management. This country, the things that pay most is the service industry. Project management is providing a service. You can set up a business, have a turnover beginning maybe 100,000, and you can self-sponsor yourself. But I can see the easy one is to go and work in where you're working now, which means that they have to give you a sponsorship license. So speak to them if they want to give you a sponsorship license.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but hold on.
Hello.
I realized that well, I can't say demeanor because I can't see you, but I realized your tone fell. Uncle Ben is giving you something to think about. Are you considering that?
Yes. Yes. I wanted to set up my own. In fact, I've been to so many places looking for shop, but at the moment, the cost they want to charge per annum is a little higher for me.
Shop for what?
That's why I wanted to
shop for. What are you using the shop for?
Uncle Ben, I have so many. I have about 2 things on mind that I wanted to do, like to.
You know what I would do. You know what I would do. Don't think of the money. Don't think of the cost. Okay. But look for somebody that will help you with business development ideas. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And take this number.
Okay.
You know the number already. When I mention the number, you will smile, and I know my crew in the studio will also smile because I know where I'm telling you to go. 0208.
I want to get your pen and right. Yeah. Yes, I'm not ready.
0208.
Yeah.
493. 7340.
0208 493 7340.
Yes, when you call, ask them to direct you to where you can get business development consultation. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Don't think about the money. Think about where you want to be. That's the most important thing. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. All right. So I said earlier on that after this one, I was taking a break. I'll take a quick one, direct you to our social media handles. And when we come back, we will look at our nuggets, summarize, and then draw the curtains down. It's still the community and the law. Brought to you by BWF Solicitors.
hello once again. Welcome back. The numbers on the screen are for you. So 0208-493-7340. That's BWF Solicitors. And you know what I mentioned that every week, at the start of the week, we drop something that will help you enhance and enrich your knowledge in the law. The nugget we have used this afternoon and for the week, it's about deportation. What circumstances that can stop your deportation? The Court of Appeal has confirmed that having a British child with autism can prevent deportation. In the Secretary of State for Home Department versus Ujaleye 2026 England and Wales Court of Appeal case 950. The appeal succeeded because the court found exceptional evidence that the father's two British children had severe autism, dependent uniquely on his daily care, and would suffer exceptionally serious harm if he were deported. Now, the lesson here is that a successful human rights case depends on strong medical, educational, and expert evidence, not simply the existence of a disability. Remember that. And also remember, every case turns on its own facts. So seek specialist legal advice. And I would want you to contact BWF Solicitors for that. Well, in the Ghanaian language, they say, Agoya dena adiesa inkrasifo. It's been very exciting. It's been very, very informative. And we're so privileged to have Uncle Ben with us. I'm praying and hoping he would, all the other things will allow him to come join us again. But tradition is tradition. Your journey to indefinite leave to remain, how to secure settlement as a skilled worker is what we discussed. So I'll go over to Uncle Ben again for a brief summary of what it is that he took us through so we can use that to draw the curtains down on the program this afternoon. Uncle Ben.
Yeah, so for those people who are here on a skilled worker visa, there's no need to worry. You came here before the law changed, if there's going to be any change. You are here before the law change, if there's going to be any change. My focus here today is to tell you the things that you can do now if you are at the tail end of your 5 years. You can put in your application 28 days before. So it will be 4 years, 11 months. You should focus on these basic things. 1, you should have a sponsor. 2, your sponsor must give you a letter to confirm that they still want you to work for them for the foreseeable future. 3, check that you're earning the relevant salary. 4, provide evidence of your English language and life in UK. 5, make sure that you meet the continuity of residence, which is that there hasn't been a break in your residence. If you've made any application after your visa is expired, speak to a lawyer before you put in your application so that he can do a cover letter and explain the circumstances and see whether you have any of the exceptions. On income, I must emphasize that there are 2 main requirements. There's a threshold and then there's a going rate. The threshold, as I said, is 41.7, it's 33.2, and I think 33.1 and 31.2, and then 25. Make sure that your threshold is met. Review yourself 6 months to the time. If you're not on that threshold, you've got 6 months to correct it so that you speak to your employer so that they correct it. Because sometimes employers are not aware that they are not paying the threshold or the going rate. A lot of them are not aware because they are not lawyers. My advice to you is that before you put in the application, speak to a qualified lawyer, find out on the internet if you don't know any, and make sure that at least the person is regulated by the Bar Council, the Law Society, or the SRA, or by the Immigration Advisory Service. If this person is not regulated by anyone, please run away for your life and find a qualified lawyer.
Uncle Ben says run away for your life, and I would direct you to the 4th floor of the Anna House. 214-218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters in North London. Call them on 0208 493-7340. Number again, 0208 493-7340. They work Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. BWF Solicitors, we simply say, are trusted partners when it comes to the law. They have given us the opportunity to come your way with another edition of the Community and the Law. Unfortunately, time and tide waits for no man, and we can never be exceptions to this general rule. But the most important and the most exciting thing is that we have another opportunity to come your way again, same time, next week on the same platforms at BWF Solicitors, on all social media platforms, especially on Facebook and YouTube. And look out for our nugget at the start of the new week. Uncle Ben, thank you very much. On behalf of the community, on behalf of our viewers, we want to say thank you for coming. And we pray that once we have the opportunity, we'll have the chance of meeting with you again. But remember, we have another wonderful topic to treat for you and with you, same time next week. I've been working with Patwa Dodu and Shilankra. This was a production sponsored by BWF Solicitors. Professor Ade is my studio producer. My name is Oreko Frimpong. Have a good evening, and thank you so much.
Thank you.